Hello everyone and welcome back, and today we have our second Livery Friday. Last week I invited a good friend of the channel, Piggy Auto, to go in and showcase my Guardy liveries. Today, as hinted yesterday in the FIFA video, we have a Red Bull special. So I have made 208 liveries over the 3-year lifespan of this game, and I've done a few more since. Well, car liveries I've done a few more. So today we're going to have a look at all the Red Bull liveries that I have done. So starting off with this thing. This is my Volkswagen Scirocco GT4. Now, tomorrow for the Nations Cup race, this is the car you have to use. So if you want a nice little livery and you own Gran Turismo Sport, go and get this thing right now. So it features the RB14 camo that was on the car a few years ago for their test. I quite like the livery. It's not my best, obviously, but I mean, it's not exactly my worst. Overall, actually, a pretty good, nice, simple livery. Nothing too out of the ordinary. Yeah, I mean, it focuses on the Volkswagen. It's got Red Bull on it. Is there? Nothing much more to say about this thing. It's got a nice little thing on the spot. On the roof. I can't actually show you it, but it does actually have a massive big camo Red Bull. So there you go. So that is the first one down. That is the RB14 camo livery of my Volkswagen Scirocco. Next one then is this thing. This is my Citroen by Gran Turismo. It's not the Gran Turismo Vision. This one was made back in like Gran Turismo 5, I think, for the game. So this features a matte finish. I'm not quite sure if it comes across on camera, especially with the white behind it, but this is a matte finish on it. Quite interesting. I'm going to experiment with the matte finish a little more. I'm actually going to show you how you can make matte designs without having to use your mileage points in our next livery Friday. Yeah, little kind of tips and tricks for you guys for next week. So there you go. Stay tuned for that if you're a keen livery kind of guy, which, judging by my old 20 subscribers, you're probably not. Anyway, though, yeah, that's it. Very, very clean, very simple. Nothing too crazy. Yeah, I mean, a nice livery. Didn't get that many likes, 15 likes, but yeah, here we go. So, as we come down now, this is my life log. Just kind of trying to get a few liveries. These are all the ones I've done, so if you see anyone that you like, obviously say, and I'll showcase it next time. So this is Ryan Trurick's Formula Drift for Camaro. The one actually in the game now is the Camaro ZL1 1LE. The one I'm going to put on screen right now, though, is actually his one, so it's slightly different. So as you can see, it's actually the previous generation, not the current generation, but we're not going to worry about that too much. Yeah, just why not? Anyway, I actually quite like this livery. Yeah, I mean, it is actually really, really cool. I've tried to do it as best as possible, obviously, different generation and different, obviously, aero design and all that. But overall, actually, I'm really happy with this thing. Apparently, it's a really good drift car in the game. I actually haven't really experimented with it, so if you guys like, if you like driving the 1LE, go put this livery on it. It's quite nice. Yeah, overall, obviously, the 44. This is, I believe, Ranger X. If anybody actually knows, correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, I mean, I've had a good few likes on it, and nobody's actually commented otherwise. So yeah. Next thing we have this thing then. This is a similar enough design. This is the Mad Mike inspired Mazda MX-5 touring car. So it's got 15 likes, nothing too crazy, I will admit, but overall actually I'm really happy with it. Very basic, very simple, nothing too crazy about it. Obviously with the Puma on the pop-up headlights. I was actually tempting because when they put up, and if you're in driver view, if you look then at the pop-up headlights, it would be the other way around. I tried doing that. It didn't really work out, so I just have them on the front because, I mean, if you're drifting, you're not probably going to have the pop-ups on, unless you're obviously in nighttime. It's F1 inspired, so obviously it's got the Tag Heuer, it's got the Hewlett-Packard, and then you've also kind of got the Mazda and the Nitto and all that, so it's slightly different. As I said, it's not 100%, it's not exactly, exactly like his was, but I don't really care. As you can see, I have Max, or Mike with it, whatever, on the door. So overall, actually, yeah, I'm really happy with that livery. That one was done a good while ago, actually. I think last year, September last year, if I read that right. So we'll have to go to my profile now. We'll have to go over to my gallery. So as you can see here, 208 liveries. If you want me actually to do maybe my helmet liveries or my suit livery, say, or even any other, like a particular brand or car brand that you'd like me to show off what liveries I've done on, definitely say, and I will. Most liked one regarding I've actually done one that it exists, I'll definitely do it. This though is the Red Bull RB15, so last year's Red Bull. Up on here. So I'm currently in the process now of doing this year's liveries. I've only done about 3 of them now, and actually one of them is the Renault test one, so it's going to take me a while. And actually between now and back then, I've actually, my liveries have got an awful lot better, my techniques have got an awful lot better. So yeah, actually this one really didn't take that long. It was just putting on sponsors. The hardest thing I actually did was the stripe, just with the way that the Gran Turismo designer actually works. But I'm actually really happy about the inside and outside. So obviously it's got the Simply Cola on one side and then the AT&T and Esso on the other side. Actually really not that hard to do. It just requires you to think cleverly, to use the decal uploader how you would like to use it. So that's it there. I mean, a pretty simple livery overall. Got a good amount of likes though. So this is actually the second then of the RB14 camouflage liveries that I've got. This is the Peugeot RCZ GT3, or GR3 in the game. I actually really like the Peugeot RCZ. I'm not quite sure what anybody else thinks, but I actually really like that car. Anyway here, it's a little more true. It hasn't got as much camo instead of like the hard, huge amount of camo. It's more kind of glitched. This one is that it's more kind of dirty looking. I quite like it. It's not my favourite one that I've done. Didn't get that many likes. Yeah, so I mean, that probably says something. I see on the back there, that also has kind of glitched as well with the Esso coming across. I did have a fix for that eventually, but just back then, obviously, my livery editing wasn't really good enough at the time. So, well, I mean, that's probably taken away a little bit from me. I reckon that when back then I had about maybe 30, 40 followers, so there you go. So as we scroll down here, the next one then is actually one I'm really proud of. It took me a really long time. This is the Sebastian Loeb C4 Rally inspired Red Bull. So if you guys know all the way back in Gran Turismo 5, Sebastian Loeb's C4 Rally, I put on the screen right now actually, a car I am really fond of. So there it is on screen now. It took me quite a while, obviously. This car is completely different. It's an inspired one, so it's not exact, but it is pretty similar. I really like this livery. It shows off red and blue really well. Usually those colour schemes end with the yellow as well. Doesn't really work, but for however they did it, it works so well. And I actually think it works again with this car. Not exactly in the same, but I'm still really proud of it. It got a huge amount of likes for the time anyway. So yeah, no, obviously pretty happy with that. So now we have this thing. This is the first year in the game, so we're back now. This one actually, I think at the time, got me 20 followers. The first anniversary of Gran Turismo Sport, so it was back in 2018. And obviously I've used the front splitter because it's massive. It's a Pikes Peak rally car. So I've used, if you can just see there, it's got Citrix, got a huge amount of sponsors on there. The hardest thing to do really was the stripe. Overall, not too difficult. No glitches on the rear wing. Pretty happy with it. As I said, not a bad little car. Obviously not the best livery I've done. But I'm relatively happy with it. It's not a fantastic car. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. So we're gonna now move back, and we have So the one we've just viewed is actually a twin to this one. So this is the Peugeot Gran Turismo Vision. Peugeot have actually made a huge amount of Gran Turismo Vision cars, but this is another one now. So this is the Peugeot. I think it's the racing one. So this is the Mark II generation of it. So it's more Pikes Peak. It's more aggressive. I'm really happy with it. It turned out really well. Obviously, it's got the VGT Le Mans kind of inspired a bit there. Obviously it's got on the front it said Peugeot Red Bull Racing. All I did was literally just take out the Aston Martin and put in Peugeot over it. So very simple, but again, it just makes that, it just makes it look a little bit more professional. Obviously the 3 Danny Rick over there, pretty standard. Obviously, the days when he raced for Red Bull, it goes to show you how old these liveries are. So this is more of my also don't pay attention to the Arsenal thing. Just don't even look at it. Right, moving on. So we're moving on next now to this thing. So this is the F1500 2018 livery for Red Bull. You can kind of start to see a pattern. Red Bull don't generally change their liveries anyway, so the majority of them look the same. We're just kind of going through them. Nothing too difficult. This is when this thing was added in. It's the 1980s-ish kind of car. Obviously, the 3 for Daniel Ricciardo. Obviously, see there then the glitch in the back as well. There is a way to fix it, but obviously I think between now and then I've deleted a few of those decals, and if I do it, then I have to save it again. It just doesn't really work the same. But overall, pretty happy. This was before the Super Formula cars were added, so the F1, the more modern ones for anybody who doesn't actually have Gran Turismo. So we're gonna have a look at this thing then. This is the Toro Rosso. So Toro Rosso in Italian is Red Bull, so this is their sister team in Formula 1. Before, obviously, they got rebranded to AlphaTauri. We'll look at that thing towards the end. Very nice livery overall. The one we're going to show then next is actually one of my most liked ones. This one not so much. It's very basic, not many sponsors. There's nowhere really to put it, to be honest. Very basic, nothing really else I can say about that, honestly. Yeah. So, while we're actually just waiting for this to move on, Formula 1 have actually just announced that Portimao, Nürburgring and Imola are all returning, so we're going to have a little bit of a chat on Monday or possibly Tuesday with Mr. Owen about that. I think it'll be Tuesday because on Monday we've actually got a FIFA video in the pipeline, so yeah, stay tuned for that. So as we come down now, this is the next one then. This is my Toro Rosso livery. This one got about a huge amount, about 32, 38 likes. This is my Toyota FT1 GT3 livery. Toro Rosso obviously inspired Carlos Sainz. Remember as Sainz used to race for Toro Rosso? They were the days, eh? Moved to Renault, then moved to McLaren, and now he's off to Ferrari next season. Yeah, this one put me on the map, really. Didn't get me, obviously, 20 sponsors or 20 followers at the time, but obviously I think it was one of the ones that got me a little bit famous. Well, famous, not really, but you guys know what I mean. I'm not really a huge fan of the Toyotas. If you think this thing looks familiar, it is. It's basically the Supra, the new Supra, just with a wide body kit, really. I suppose we really should have known that. Next one then is the Aston Martin Gran Turismo Vision. The more I look at it actually now, I mean at the time it looked pretty cool, but now it kind of looks a bit chubby. Not a huge fan of the styling now. But the back of it looks really cool. This is purely all sponsors, not even any stripes or anything on it. Got me a few likes, nothing much at the time. I mean, Livery Editor only really came out, so people were still exploring and developing. If you see the back now, you can actually see the suspension. There it is. So that's really cool. That's one of the cool things about this thing, about the Aston Martin. Obviously, we're still waiting for the Valkyrie in this game. But yeah, so that is it for the Aston Martin. As we go down now, I don't think we actually have any more Red Bull liveries because the rest of them are... Yeah, okay. So let's now head back up. We'll have a look at the AlphaTauri one. A little bit different than the stuff you've actually been looking or seeing before. So AlphaTauri is Red Bull's clothing label. Obviously only came into existence this year, the F1 team. So it's basically a Toro Rosso, Honda powered, obviously, you know, everything like that. It's a nice car. Now, in real life, it's actually navy, not black. I did not know that at the time. I'm not really too arsed to change it. I actually think it looks pretty nice in black anyway, so we're not gonna worry about that too much. But yeah, so that is going to do it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this showcasing, let me know what you want to see. If you want to see like all my Ferraris or like all my Aston Martins or all my GT3 cars, although that could take a few parts. Anyways, guys, that's where I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you want in the comments below. We will see you later. Goodbye. Sometimes I feel so deaf. I'm calling on you because I can't do it myself. Like this going to make up for the years and tears. Mercedes, we're through this right today.